From MTN News, you're watching Montana This Morning.
4 officers killed during a shootout in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm Jared Hill with what we know about the main suspect and the 2 other people taken into custody.
Are German Shepherd breeds of dogs being stolen in rural Montana? Some dog owners are concerned this may be happening.
I'm Megan Thompson here in Butte, and coming right up, I'll introduce you to a local fashion designer who's been busy putting together the final touches for her looks for an upcoming show and cancer benefit in Las Vegas.
Good morning, Southwest Montana. At 6 o'clock on this last Tuesday of April, last snowy Tuesday of April.
Yes.
It's definitely a chilly one looking outside. Here, at least in Bozeman, but Butte looks dry, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take the positives as they come, and it was sort of a surprise for many people to see some of all that snow around the area. So if you're heading outside, maybe warming the car up before you head out the door or getting that brush ready. Not going to be a terrible idea. And keep it handy, because first day of May, well, it might wake up to the similar treatment, but let's not get ahead of ourselves, Edgar. Taking a look at Futurecast, this is what we're seeing across the area at the moment. Fairly clear, maybe a few clouds here or there, but the cloud cover, well, that really comes in later in the night. We paused this at about 3:15 or so. As you can see in some of our mountainous communities, Big Sky, West Yellowstone, Bridger Mountain Range, there is a chance to see some shots of snow, maybe more of a rain-snow mix with the warmer temperatures. But later at night, there will be another shot for some late snow showers. So what you're seeing right here, we may be waking up to it tomorrow. But I'm no fortune teller, Edgar. I just call them as I see them. So let's just keep on calling them. We're going to be starting off with some partly cloudy skies, a little bit of shot of sun for your day, but those clouds will be hanging out with us. Butte day planner, a little bit clearer to start your day at about 8 o'clock, but those clouds, they will be rolling back in with us. And here's a sneak peek at your weekend. We're going to have more of your forecast coming up in just a little bit.
Alrighty, thank you, Jane. This morning, we're learning that the 2 men that were killed in Clarkston over the weekend have now been identified. According to the Gallatin County Sheriff, Dan Springer, 27-year-old Alexander Smith of Bozeman and 38-year-old Eamon Torgensen of Belgrade were killed after their vehicle had crossed the center line and collided with the tree that then became engulfed in flames. Both men were found dead at the scene, and MHP does indicate that speed and alcohol were suspected factors into the crash. And 2 people are facing charges for harassing bison in Yellowstone National Park. The 40-year-old man and a 37-year-old woman, both from Idaho Falls, were arrested in West Yellowstone near the west entrance to the park. Rangers say that eyewitnesses reported that the man, Clarence Yoder, had harassed a herd of bison, kicking one in the leg. In turn, Yoder was slightly injured by a bison, and he is currently charged with being under the influence of alcohol to a degree that he could injure himself, disorderly conduct, and approaching wildlife and disturbing the wildlife. The woman, McKenna Bass, is charged with drunk driving and failure to yield to officers and disturbing the wildlife. Both could face fines up to $5,000 and 6 months in jail for each charge. Well, is someone stealing dogs in rural parts of western Montana? Some residents from Dillon to Whitehall seem to think so. Our John Amy talks to some owners who believe that someone's stealing their pets.
It's not unusual for dogs like Yeti here to end up going missing in rural Montana. But when a Facebook group noticed that a lot of German Shepherd breeds ended up going missing around the same time between Dillon and Whitehall, dog owners became concerned that something more nefarious may be going on.
Well, this worked out nice, being that I'm home. My mind has gone all over. I've gone from positive scenarios to really awful negative scenarios.
Lindsay's 1-year-old German Shepherd mix went missing in February. They live in a very rural area outside of Sheridan and let their dog roam. But when Yeti didn't come back, she thought a wild animal might have got it. But she found a Facebook site where many others in the area also experience shepherd breeds going missing.
Kind of leads me to believe is there some kind of like underground dog ring going on, or is someone stealing them and reselling them?
Ryan Lane, who breeds German Shepherds in Whitehall, agrees with Lindsay after 2 of his dogs were taken from his yard the afternoon of April 9th.
it was almost like somebody was watching us and waited for us to leave. The main male that got taken, he was a $4,000 dog. So, I mean, they kind of definitely knew what they were doing.
The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office told KXLF they have not noticed an increase in dog thefts, but recommend dog owners get their animals microchipped so it's easier to track them.
We want to bring some awareness of this possibility of somebody going around stealing dogs, you know, so people are aware and they're watching their dogs.
Lindsay said it's heartbreaking not knowing what became of their dog, Yeti.
But every time we pull up to the house, we are expecting him to run out on the road and greet us like he always did. And there's just a hole in our hearts because we don't get that anymore.
In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
A local Bozeman tattoo artist that is accused of rape appeared in Gallatin County District Court on Monday. According to court documents, Austin Knutz is facing charges including 2 counts of felony rape after several women came forward. 2 women claim that Knutz raped them after a party. Another woman says that he strangled her after she confronted him about his inappropriate behavior with female clients at the Goldthorn Tattoo Shop, which Knutz owned. The shop has now since been closed. Investigators say that they also found a video on one of Knutz's electronic devices of him having sex with the woman who appears to be unconscious. Knutz pleaded not guilty to the charges, and his next court appearance is set for June 17th. Well, a potential vice presidential pick for Donald Trump is catching a lot of heat right now for something that she wrote in her soon-to-be-released book. In it, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem admitted to shooting and killing her dog and a goat. According to multiple media outlets who received an advance copy of it, she put the story in there to seem tough in the face of difficult decisions. But is that backfiring? Our Scripps News national correspondent Vanessa Muskaiga has a closer look at what the analysts are saying.
Before the book has even hit store shelves, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, a GOP superstar that has been looked at as a potential running mate for former President Trump, is generating a lot of buzz for one particular story from her new memoir, No Going Back. According to The Guardian, which got an advance copy of the book, Noem wrote that she killed her 14-month-old dog Cricket for being untrainable, dangerous to anyone she came in contact with, and useless as a hunting dog. The Guardian says that she wrote that she took Cricket to a gravel pit and shot her. She then wrote she took a goat that was, quote, nasty and mean to the pit and killed it in the same manner. On Twitter, Noem defended her action, saying, "We love animals, but tough decisions like this happen all the time on a farm." Followed by, "If you want more real, honest, and politically incorrect stories that'll have the media gasping, pre-order No Going Back."
I was completely flabbergasted at the fact that not only did she do it, but that she's telling us that she did it.
Political analyst Quentin Giles says that Noem missed a big mark here in potentially trying to come off as tough when faced with a challenge. Instead, he says this is turning off people no matter the political background.
And so I get it on one hand as a woman wanting to convey yourself strong because of the incorrect societal notions that women are not. And on the other hand, I think that she's making herself look sadistic and crazy. It's not landing well.
She's a wonderful, exemplary female politician that has some splaining to do.
Cheryl Adams is a political analyst and former Republican congressional candidate. She points out that from the right, Noem has been seen as a relatable politician who's good at connecting with her base. She says the decision to include this in her book is a potentially career-damaging distraction.
People will give her the benefit of the doubt. But I think there are going to be a lot of people that don't care about all of the good things she's done, and they'll be focusing on those negative. If I did that, and I thought that was the right thing to do, I wouldn't put it in a book.
Vanessa Mashania, Scripps News.
4 law enforcement officers were shot and killed yesterday while serving a warrant to a convicted felon. 4 other officers were wounded. The suspect in the standoff was also shot and killed by police. Our CBS's David Malkoff has the latest from Charlotte and how the horrific scene unfolded and the community's reaction.
Gunfire erupted in a neighborhood in Charlotte, North Carolina around 1:30 yesterday afternoon.
Shots fired at Officer, possibly one down. two down, subjects barricaded themselves.
Authorities say the shootout started as members of a U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force were serving a warrant on a convicted felon they say was illegally in possession of a firearm. According to police, as the officers approached, the suspect opened fire.
We heard something over a loudspeaker, like, come out of the dog's coming, come out of the dog's coming, and then it was like a loud siren. And then you just heard gunfire left and right. Police say 8 officers were shot. 4 have died. 1 deputy U.S. Marshal, 2 officers with the North Carolina Department of Adult Corrections, and 1 Charlotte Mecklenburg police officer.
And the most that I can ask of our community is that we honor and respect them.
Authorities say officers continued to face gunfire even after they shot and killed the suspect in the front yard. A woman and a 17-year-old were later found inside the house. Both were taken to the police station for questioning.
The bravery, the heroism, everything that goes down with that defines what our profession is, our people demonstrated that.
A procession of law enforcement vehicles drove through Charlotte last night for the fallen. The FBI is assisting with the investigation. Dave Malkoff, CBS News, Charlotte.
And the White House says that President Biden did call and spoke with North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper to offer his condolences and assistance. In a statement, the president said that the 4 fallen officers were, quote, heroes and made the ultimate sacrifice. And back a little closer to home, a Butte fashion designer is using her talents to raise money for kids that are battling cancer. For 3 years now, Lindsay Riley has created magical looks for a circus couture act in Las Vegas. Our Megan Thompson caught up with the local designer as she puts the finishing touches on her designs.
A Butte woman is taking inspiration from the pages of an old fairy tale and bringing her designs to life on a catwalk in Las Vegas.
I love it. It's good. I always try to do something that's just a little out of the box. And this one, I think, fit the bill.
Lindsay Riley has been working feverishly since her designs were accepted just 30 days ago for the annual Cure for the Kids Circus Couture fashion show that raises awareness and funds for children battling cancer. The theme of this year's show is Once Upon a Time.
Broomhilda was a German or Nordic princess. Her father wanted her to marry a man that she did not want to marry.
As the story goes, the king banishes Brunhilde to a mountain to be guarded by a dragon until her hero comes. A classic fairy tale as fairy tales go, but Lindsay says she chose the story in part because of a personal connection.
My dad used to call me Broomhilda, so it was kind of a perfect natural choice, but I also didn't want to go super literal with, just a typical Disney princess that you might find.
There is an option to use professional models for the show, but Lindsay says she always chooses someone she knows to model her designs.
They're just regular people who are some of my very dear friends. A lot of them have been going through some trials and tribulations in their life, and this is a way for me to boost them up, make them feel special and beautiful.
There's still a couple things to do. For the show, Lindsay and her models will join circus performers and other designers, makeup artists, and hairstylists from across the nation for the one-night show taking place at the theater at Virgin Hotels Las Vegas.
Everybody there is adjusting everybody's crowns. Everybody's there to boost everybody up. It's a really amazing collaboration for such a great cause.
In Butte, Megan Thompson, MTN News.
What an awesome story, especially that she's doing it for such a good cause for the kids.
Yeah, definitely.
I have another good story.
Ooh.
You know, the Powerball was a couple of weeks ago and it was like $1.3 billion. Well, we're here working because we didn't win, but
Shoot.
here is our winner of that jackpot, and it's a pretty good story. So let me find his name. This is Chang. He goes by Charlie. Savon, he was actually born in Laos. He's an immigrant to the United States, so he's lived in Portland for about 30 years. And the crazy part about this story is he's actually battling cancer. So he says that he does intend to use that $1.4 billion rather, I should say, to help with the cancer treatment and all that, hospital bills and stuff like that. But he also did split it with a family friend. So all in all, after the IRS gets their share, he ended up getting around $400 million, which I feel like no better person deserves that more.
That's a pretty incredible story.
Definitely got his money's worth. So congratulations to him. So we'll just keep working away.
Here we go.
Next time. We'll get him next time. All right, time for us to take a quick break. Jane will have your full forecast coming right up.